ThomasKMcCraw, Profit of Innovation, Joseph Schumpeter, and Creative Destruction. Dive into the captivating world of Joseph Schumpeter, a pioneering economist who championed capitalism and its creative potential. In ThomasKMcCraw's book, Profit of Innovation, Joseph Schumpeter, and Creative Destruction, you'll explore Schumpeter's groundbreaking theories on capitalism and innovation. You'll learn about his concept of creative destruction, its role in economic growth, and its importance in shaping our modern understanding of capitalism as a constantly evolving force. As a bonus, you'll also discover Schumpeter's fascinating life story, his impact on various academic fields, and his legacy in the world of economics.
The brilliance of Joseph Schumpeter's capitalism. Economist Joseph Schumpeter is considered the most ardent advocate of capitalism. His ideas on capitalism have become intrinsic in our understanding of the modern capitalistic system. Schumpeter viewed capitalism as an economic system where the greatest number of people could achieve economic prosperity. He believed that business innovation was limitless, especially under a capitalistic system that promotes economic progress. Schumpeter is famous for his concept of creative destruction, where new capitalist methods, products and systems continuously displace old ones. He saw it as the foundation of capitalism and, indeed, of all material and economic progress. He explained that corporate strategy is primarily focused on this ever-evolving process. Schumpeter's thoughts have influenced not only economics but also political science, sociology, and history. His economic theories, especially on innovation, have heavily impacted modern-day business and startup culture. Forbes magazine states that he is the best analyst of economic metamorphoses that continually rock and reshape the world, proving his lasting contribution to shaping the world of business and economics. The life and economic thoughts of Joseph Schumpeter. Joseph Schumpeter, an Austrian economist born in 1883, studied at prestigious schools and universities, including the Versailles and the University of Vienna. He criticized Karl Marx's radical theories and developed the exact economics, a mathematically precise construct that aimed to create rules as unshakable as the laws of physics or chemistry. Schumpeter championed entrepreneurs and innovation as the drivers of capitalism, emphasizing the availability of credit as the headquarters of the capitalistic system. Despite being investigated for disloyalty during World War II due to his former German citizenship, Schumpeter left an enduring economic concept that celebrates the role of creativity and invention in capitalism. The life and career of economist Joseph A. Schumpeter. Joseph A. Schumpeter, an Austrian economist and thinker, gained international fame as a lecturer, scholar, and prolific writer. He served briefly as State Secretary of Finance for Austria and later entered the banking and investment business where he quickly made a small fortune. However, when Vienna's stock market crashed, he lost almost everything, an experience that helped him develop his later research. Schumpeter moved to Bonn, Germany, where he became a professor at the University of Bonn. Unfortunately, he experienced tragic moments when his wife, Anna, and their son died in childbirth. He never fully recovered from these losses, which led to bouts of depression for the rest of his life. Schumpeter eventually went to Harvard as a visiting professor and became a full-time Harvard professor in 1932. He dazzled his students with his erudition and wit. In 1937, he married a grad student, Romaine Elizabeth, Lizzie, Booty Firusky. Although Yale tried to hire him in 1940, he remained at Harvard. Schumpeter's views on capitalism is that it is a continuous evolutionary process without an end point, and he had little faith in the ability of electorates anywhere to keep their heads during a real economic crisis. Schumpeter's impactful writing. Joseph Schumpeter wrote 3 books with an interdisciplinary approach, combining sociology, law, political science, economics, and history at Harvard, totaling to 2 million words, equivalent to 20 normal-sized books. Among these, Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy and History of Economic Analysis are the greatest books ever written on economics that received rave reviews from scholars worldwide. In these books, Schumpeter demonstrated that capitalism permeates the political, social, and intellectual cultures of societies where it operates and distinguished the entrepreneur from the capitalist. He also praised capitalism for its ability to produce the greatest output of goods ever recorded. In History of Economic Analysis, Schumpeter portrayed the evolution of economic thought and theory, covering topics such as monetary policy, public financing, business cycles, socialism, and fascinating biographical sketches of great thinkers, exploring entrepreneurship, his favorite topic. Schumpeter's work remains an epic analytical narrative and an inspiration to scholars and intellectuals, firmly establishing him to capitalism what Freud was to the mind. Schumpeter on Entrepreneurship and the Power of Creative Destruction. In The Theory of Economic Development, Schumpeter celebrates the virtues of capitalism and entrepreneurship. He argues that bold innovators routinely overthrow conventional approaches, laying the groundwork for new markets with improved products and methods. Schumpeter views capitalism as volatile and constantly evolving, a system that rewards risk-taking and innovation while constantly replacing outdated iterations with newer and better ones. He defends the dynamic nature of the stock market and sees the excesses and the Great Depression as normal reactions to market forces. Schumpeter believed in the power of credit for supporting new ventures but noted that ultimately, entrepreneurial leadership matters more than ownership. He viewed constant change as the lifeblood of capitalism. Despite recognizing that capitalism had the seeds of its own destruction, he believed that its creative elements always outweigh its destructive ones, calling himself a magnificent showman of the system. The Life and Legacy of Joseph Schumpeter. Joseph Schumpeter was a productive and admired economist despite his declining health and melancholic state during the war. In 1947, he became the first non-American-born scholar to be elected as president of the American Economic Association. 2 years later he became president of the Paris-based International Economic Association before planning his retirement. Schumpeter delivered a poignant presidential address to the American Economic Association in Cleveland in 1948. He highlighted the importance of individual ideologies and the handmaiden of vision in driving economists. Schumpeter died in 1950 from a cerebral hemorrhage. His colleagues and students honored him by dedicating an edition of the Review of Economics and Statistics to him.
Prophet of Innovation. Joseph Schumpeter and Creative Destruction offers a comprehensive look into the mind and life of Joseph Schumpeter, a true champion of capitalism and innovation. ThomasKMcCraw helps us understand how Schumpeter's theories on creative destruction played a vital role in advancing the study of economics and shaping modern capitalism as we know it today. Schumpeter's interdisciplinary approach to economics and his extraordinary gift for demystifying complex ideas continue to influence scholars worldwide. In summary, this book offers valuable insights into capitalism's endless potential for growth and gives a captivating account of one of the most influential economists of all time.